time is going, come on! Oh my god! Okay, the 140i is back and the MPSPORT hoodies are back in stock as well. And today it's time to make the 140i an absolute supercar killer.
Saying right, yeah, I get that check right. I'm so blessed, right? Off of that jet pipe.
Now I know I explained in the last video that I was about to start fitting the new turbo and the high pressure fuel pump to take this 140i to stage 3 to around 550 bhp, but there is things we need to do beforehand. Now I like every single one of my builds to have a purpose, a reason behind why I do all of the mods that I do to them. Yes, one of them is I absolutely enjoy it and is a hell of a lot of fun, but the purpose behind the 140i build, besides making it look cool as anything, is to make it as quick and as fast as a rear-wheel drive hatchback can be, obviously with the stock engine. But before we go ahead and start fitting the turbos and start pushing for that 550 bhp mark, we need to fix something on the rear of this car, otherwise it is going to be completely pointless. Now, as most of you may know, the 140i is a rear-wheel drive car, and having a high-performance rear-wheel drive car is pretty hard to get the power down. Okay, so wait, let's just go back to that sort of burnout. Right here you notice how really it's only one wheel which is spinning, which is doing an actual burnout. The problem we have is we've got a lot of torque going to these rear wheels, and in the 140i it has a thing called an open differential, which is good for, well, everyday driving. But what's better than an open differential for getting the power down is a limited slip differential, and that is what we're going to be installing on the 140i today. But let me explain further. Okay, I hope I get this right because I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments if I don't. So the 140i has an open differential, which is fine for your normal everyday driver. It's cheap, it's lightweight, and it's low maintenance. But we're building this car to be quick, so we want to get rid of that open differential. Now the problem we have with an open diff is that the engine power is just going to be transferred to the wheel with the least traction. So if one wheel's spinning in oil or water, it's just going to keep spinning that wheel. But this problem is solved with a limited slip differential. What they essentially do is limit the power going to the wheel that is slipping and give the power to the wheel that has got the traction, as you can see here. So to remove our open diff, we've got to undo this huge nut at the front here, remove both drive shafts from it each side, and then we can get to these two bolts at the front which mount the diff to the subframe, and the single bolt at the back which mounts the diff to the subframe as well. The huge nut at the front took a lot of leverage to get out, and I can understand why. It needs to be very tight. Then we can pry out the drive shafts, but I realised we need a lot more leverage to pull these out, so I had to take the wheels off and start undoing a lot of the suspension arms just so I can pull that drive shaft out a little bit more so I could get the diff free. We put a gearbox stand underneath the diff, started undoing the mounting bolts, and then me and Hannah could slowly start lowering the diff down. Okay, so I'm not even joking, that was so difficult. There might be people who are experts that are watching and think, well, you've done it completely the wrong way, but because it's so heavy and so difficult to get these drive shafts actually out of the diff, it's just hard, but we've got it off now. So here is the open diff and here is the LSD, the limited slip diff. Now I've gone for a genuine BMW one. Our friends at Sytner has hooked us up with these ones. I'll put a link in the description box below. But I believe these ones are found on like the BMW M4s and the BMW M3s. There are obviously other companies that I could have gone for. I know Quaif's quite a popular one, but I've chosen the BMW one. It's the easiest one for me, and I think it's going to work well. Well, we'll soon find out. Let's get this new one back on the car, and we've also got to fill it up with oil as well. Let's do it. I know this is going to be hard. So up goes the new limited slip diff onto the 140i. In go the drive shafts each side, and then the prop shaft in the centre, tightened up with that huge nut. Now after tightening that nut up, you're meant to leave it for at least 2 hours for it to set. Once I've done that, I can loosen off the drain plug, which is also the fill plug. Then we can go and get the diff oil, which needs to be put in using a pump. Now it supposedly takes a litre of diff oil, and the only way to know it's full is when the oil starts spilling out of the drain plug. Now I only got about 200 ml in there before it started spilling out, so I could only assume that this diff came pre-filled with oil. But worst case, it comes with 2 years warranty anyway. All we've got left to do now is bolt it all back together, including all the suspension arms, the brake pads, the brake discs, and all the sensors on the right hand side and the left hand side. Then it's on with the wheels, then the exhaust, and we did have a little slip up here. Oh my god! Now what I saw here was absolutely shocking. Liam, who was helping me, had tried to trim his bush using a regular shaver. Now if only he'd used Manscaped's Lawnmower 4.0, who have sponsored today's video. It has skin-safe technology to ensure no snags, an LED light, and it is fully waterproof. So now trimming your men's department is more of a dream than a nightmare. And with the Performance Package 4.0, he would have got the ball toner and the ball deodorant with it as well. And not forgetting the weed whacker. With the same skin safe technology as the lawnmower, this is the perfect nose and ear hair trimmer. Now if only Liam knew that from the start, but he knows now if he wants to get the Performance Package 4.0, he can click the link in the description box below, use code Armstrong20, and that's going to get you 20% off plus free international shipping, along with 2 free gifts as well. The Shed Travel Bag and the Manscaped anti-chafing boxers. Thanks again Manscaped for sponsoring this video, but if you thought that accident was sinister, check out this accident. Oh my god. How has it not melted the wrap? Look at what has just happened. The heater was on, we put the car down, and it is fully melted the grill. I don't know how it's not melted the wrap, I'm not even going to touch it. It is, oh my god. Even that is all melted. Oh, you idiot.
No way.
And this is just the look I'm having at the minute.
Okay, I'm going to blame this on lack of judgment, and also that it is literally 10 to 2 in the morning and we're working on the car. That is exactly what happened. Blaming it on Liam.
Cheers. Okay, so other than that small mishap on the front of the car, which, well, we'll get fixed. And do you know what? Anyone who buys one of the MPSPORT hoodies, one person, I'm going to send you that grill, just as a memento to this video. But let's get the 140i outside with a new diff. Okay, so far, so good. I've not really pushed it yet, but where's one of the best places we could test out a new diff? Drifting. Not probably what you first thought when fitting a diff, but we've got this full track here at dpad in Northampton, so a massive shout out to the guys for letting us use this in the lunch break to test out the limited slip diff. Probably not what BMW had in mind when fitting this to the 140i. But I know what you're thinking. But I thought you was installing a diff to make it more grippier off the line, not to make it slide like in drifting. So although with the limited slip diff we are putting it on to try and gain more traction off the line, which it will do, which it should do, it actually makes it better for drifting as well. So with the new diff we're able to send continuous power to the wheel with the most grip. And when you're drifting, this is the outside wheel, which actually makes it a lot easier to drift the car. I am by no means an expert at drifting. In fact, I've never actually done it before in my entire life. This could go terribly wrong or it could go terribly right. Let's see how we can do this. Okay, so this was either the most stupidest ideas I've ever had or the most brilliant ideas I've ever had. So snappy! Okay, so the point is, I think the diff works, but I'm absolutely terrible at drifting. You know what? Give me a couple of hours. Give me a couple of hours. Round 2, I'm feeling confident this time. Well, that was easy. But that's the first test of the limited slip diff, and well, it works for drifting, but that's not exactly why we put the diff on. This is why we put the diff on. Santa pod. Okay, we have arrived here. Obviously the famous quarter-mile drag strip. It's obviously drifting was fun, but the main reason we've done the diff and we're doing all this power is to go as fast as possible. So now with the diff installed, it feels like it's had another remap. It feels so much more quicker, so much more responsive, but we feel a fair test was to put it up against this A45. So this A45 is going to be driven by Liam.
Thank you.
And this A45 is stage 1 tune, so it's 395 brake, and of course you guys could win this for £4.95. This is High Speed Comp's A45. So 395 brake, 4-wheel drive versus I think 430 brake, rear-wheel drive. So actually I think this is going to be a pretty interesting one. Both of these cars used are around the same price. Place your bets. This one's going to be a fun one.
You're getting gapped.
Okay, mine is definitely louder. Jeez, we're gonna get kicked off. We're definitely getting kicked off. 140i versus A45 that you could win for £4.95. Who's gonna get gapped? I think it's gonna be close. Let's do this. Here we go. Oh, the A45 is going, come on!
Oh no, it's changed up on its own.
140 has left it! Absolutely left it! Let's go! Let's go! 140i takes the win. The A45 got off the line first, but I'm sorry, Liam. You got gapped.
No. We need to go again. This short shifted up from 3rd to 4th. Yeah,
okay.
That's why you can pass.
So the 140i won the first race with a 12.01 second quarter mile, with the A45 doing a 13.1 second. Now we've raced and we've raced again, but the same result happened every single time. The 140i taking the win. The 140i takes the win again. He just can't drive. But I didn't know whether that was because the 140i was quick or Liam's reactions to the lights were slow. Or maybe he just couldn't figure out how to use launch control. So I decided to give him one more chance. So I'm saying after all this, I am 2 races to 1, even though it's about 1,000,000 races to 1 because Liam cannot function the A45. So we're gonna say this race is on everything. This is the one that matters. Liam, it's all down to this race.
Try my best for you boys.
Right, come on Liam, this is your time. Oh, we got a good launch though. But I've still gapped him. Yes, the 140i is a clear winner. It's a clear winner. Even still, we won. So there we go. I think it's safe to say the 140i is quicker than the A45 on a quarter mile, or maybe I was just a quicker driver and Liam has no idea what he's doing. And just remember, one of you guys could take this home for just £4.95 in a couple of days, but unfortunately you'll still be getting beat by me in the 140i. But what a fun couple of days we've just had in the 140i. It was definitely worth installing that diff, but it only means now we've got to go install the hybrid turbos and the high pressure fuel pump, and then we could be pushing for that 550 bhp mark, maybe more or maybe less, I don't know. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.